Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah if you are new here. Today I wasn't planning on getting my camera out because I didn't think I had a whole lot going on, but I just got some groceries, so I figured I'd share that with you. Then I have a couple things that I want to get done today, and I figured I'd go ahead and include them so you had something to actually watch in this video because I know the last few have been kind of meh. Yeah, first I'll go over my meal plan. We have recently been trying to cut our grocery budget a little bit to $100 a week and then $100 a month extra for like household goods, extra things if we go over our budget and all of that. The last time I talked about that, I did forget to mention that we do qualify for WIC based on our income and family size. So that $400 a month does not include bread, eggs, milk, fruit, peanut butter, like those kind of things that are within the juice for the WIC allowance. If you see it in a grocery haul, it's because we actually spent the money on it. Very thankful for WIC, and I think the next time Anthony gets a promotion, we'll no longer qualify for it. So I'm just thankful to have it while we have it. Someday we won't, and we'll use it while they tell us that we are eligible for it, and we'll stop using it as soon as they say, no, you can't do this anymore. But thankful for it right now. So that $400 a month would realistically probably be closer to about $600 a month for a family of 4 because of the items we get that way. So just wanted to make that disclaimer. So if you're like, how the heck are you affording groceries on this? That's how. Today's Tuesday, and I actually shopped today for all of this week and next week. So 2 weeks worth of groceries. And last night I had to run to the store to get the WIC groceries, and I grabbed just a couple other things while I was there and walked past them. And I spent like 20 some dollars last night. And then today I did pickup, so I spent like $25 to $30 at Sam's Club, and I spent 120 something at Walmart. I know that's like super vague and not specific at all, but I know that it was under the $200 mark for 2 weeks. So $100 a week, I was under the $200 total. I'm gonna go through my grocery list quick. I just have this meal planner that I hang up on the fridge, and on this side is the days of the week, and I write in just our dinners. I don't actually plan breakfast and lunch. We just eat whatever for breakfast and lunch. And then over here is supposed to be a shopping list, but our shopping lists are always bigger than what this space allows. And we have this whiteboard for, like, if we run out of something, we just go ahead and write it up here as we run out of it. So on this side, I write things that I want to food prep for the week. So for those things, I'll just start with that. Pancakes, peach crisp, and monster cookies, flourless monster cookies. So pancakes, to prep them and put them in the freezer instead of buying the convenience frozen ones. Peach crisp, I canned peach pie filling earlier this year. I can leave that video linked here, and I'm going to use that to make a peach crisp. And then flourless monster cookies so that it is gluten-free. Walmart was out of the mini M&Ms for that, so those are actually being shipped to me and won't be here until tomorrow. So for meal plan then, last night we ended up having chili and beef soup that I had canned with some cornbread. I didn't like the cornbread. If you saw that my last video, it had chunks of corn in it, and I did not like it. So then tonight we're going to do broccoli, chicken, and rice casserole. Tomorrow, gluten-free pizza bites. Thursday, enchiladas, refried beans, and chips. Friday, you're on your own. Saturday, we're actually going to my parents' house because my aunt and uncle and my grandmother are coming to town, like are coming to stay with my parents for the weekend, and they live out of state in Colorado and Idaho. So everyone's coming, and we're gonna have dinner there. And then Sunday, we are going to do turkey and cheese sliders and Super Bowl dip, and I'm realizing I forgot to get like a gluten-free bread to do with those sliders, so I might stop at the store sometime between now and then. Next week then, Monday, creamy Cajun chicken pasta with a gluten-free pasta. Tuesday, chili dogs and french fries. Not my favorite meal, but it is one of Anthony's favorites. And then he's actually going to be gone for 2 days next week on an overnight training trip thing. And so Wednesday, when he's gone, I'm going to make hamburger gravy and potatoes. I was just talking about this with my family this weekend. I haven't had it made for me in probably about 8 years. And I've only made it for myself once between then and now. And it's essentially just ground beef that you turn into like a white gravy and serve it on mashed potatoes. And it's like it's like my childhood comfort food. And I haven't had it in a really long time. Anthony doesn't care for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and make that while he's gone. Thursday will be just you're on your own, eat up the leftovers, because Friday we are actually going to Omaha, and we'll be gone Friday and Saturday for the pumpkin patch in Gretna, in Gretna, Nebraska, Vallis Pumpkin Patch. So we will find somewhere to eat Friday night, and then we'll just grab something and eat it on our way home Saturday, so that I don't have to worry about cooking when we get home. And then Sunday I'm going to do meatloaf, hot honey sweet potatoes, and corn. I need to still lay out all of the groceries, and then I'll show you everything that I got. This is everything from Walmart. Again, it was $128. Starting over here, the cups of yogurt, because we're going on that trip to Omaha, I'm going to take 1, maybe even 2 for the boys for smoothies. It's just more convenient that way. And then we'll just get like the little gas station bottles of milk, you know, instead of having to store a half gallon. And that'll work great for them. 2 things of ramen. These actually have wheat in them, if you did not know. They're not gluten-free. So these are for Anthony, 1 with shrimp, 1 with chicken. Back here, some gluten-free noodles for the Cajun pasta, gluten-free Bisquick for the pizza bites, Ken's Ranch, Ken's Steakhouse Ranch. Not all ranch is gluten-free either, I have learned. This one is. Some Valentina's hot sauce and some more honey for the boys. Velveeta cheese down here for the Super Bowl dip. Also, it's just like that classic Super Bowl dip is Velveeta beef, cream cheese, like Rotel type thing. We just call it Super Bowl dip because the first time I ever made it for Anthony was 1 year during the Super Bowl, and we've just called it that forever. And then I got some frozen enchiladas for myself for probably while Anthony is gone, because they are gluten-free. Some freezer meals for Anthony. These are just really convenient to send with him to work on the days that we don't have leftovers and he's got to leave the house really early, or there's not a whole lot for either myself or him to throw together for his lunch. And they are loaded with protein, so he likes these ones. But I got the buffalo style boneless chicken strips, and it has macaroni and cheese, and then a bacon mac and cheese, and there's one more under here, spicy chicken queso burrito bowl. He's never had that one. I'm pretty sure he's had this one, and he's never had this one. I'm sure he'll like them all. The show sticks for the boys. This is the only thing I have bought in quite a while for breakfast items. I've just been making it, but I can't get my French toast sticks to be quite like this, and they definitely prefer those. So I had a little money left in our budget. I went through and got all of the necessities, and then this was kind of like a little treat, if you will, to get them up to, or to get us up to our budget. Same with the Pop-Tarts. I bought the big box instead of just one little box because of the price per Pop-Tart, like per ounce or whatever, was cheaper, and we had enough left in the budget. So this box has strawberry, cherry, and blueberry in it. Back over here, if you need a gluten-free recommendation, I've tried a lot of chicken strips and chicken nuggets this far, and these ones are by far my favorite. They're Real Good Foods Co. I really like these ones. These are the lightly breaded chicken strips. I know they have some that are flavored. I've never had those. I've just had these plain ones, but I do like those better than the cauliflower ones. Coffee creamer, just Natural Bliss sweet cream this time. Another thing of Oiko's 000 yogurt. We do get some yogurt with our WIC allowance, but the boys eat through it so fast that we have to buy some ourselves. I had to look for a second. I thought that expiration date said August 6th. It says November 6th. We're all good. Sun chips, some of these cheap assorted cookies. Anthony asked me to grab cheese hot dogs for chili dog night. I don't like these, but again, I was being nice with that meal since Anthony then has to leave for 2 nights. 2 cream cheese. I need 1 for the frosting on the cinnamon rolls I'm going to make. These foil pans have the lids. This is what I'm going to put all of the baked goods for Anthony to take so that I don't have to worry about getting a pan back. They can just, someone can keep the leftovers. They can throw it away if they eat them all. I don't care. Bagels for the boys, hot dog buns for chili night for Anthony, and I'll just eat mine without a bun. Bananas that will be brown by next week when I have to make banana bread. Broccoli for broccoli chicken rice tonight. 2 potatoes for my hamburger gravy night. Some of these crackers and cheese. I know that fake cheese is so bad for you, but my kids like this, so whatever, they can have it. A red bell pepper for the Cajun pasta. A sweet potato for the mashed sweet potatoes. I do already have 1, so I'll do both of them because I will give the sweet potatoes to Noah before I add in like the hot honey part of it. And then sliced turkey for the night of the sliders. And then again, I'll have to get some sort of bread to make those sliders on. And then over here, I also went to Sam's Club. I got 2 rotisserie chickens. And I know that seems excessive. I'm going to take all of the meat off and freeze a lot of it. I'm going to use some of it in the next couple days for recipes. I'm also going to eat some right now because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet and it's almost 2 o'clock. But then I'm going to save the bones and I need to make some chicken broth. I have a lot of vegetable scraps and this will give me 4 chicken carcasses total to make chicken broth and then can it. And I want to get that going later today so it can sit overnight and go for like 24 hours and then I will can it tomorrow. They're only $5. They're $4.98. You see right there. And an uncooked chicken from Aldi, the last time I bought it, was $7. So it's more expensive and you have to do the work yourself. So why not just get the already done chicken? Boys needed more whipped cream and it is cheaper at Sam's Club. So since I was getting the chickens, I decided to go ahead and just buy this from Sam's Club instead of getting one from Walmart. And same with the cinnamon. I needed more cinnamon to make sure I have enough for the cinnamon rolls, but my kids eat cinnamon and sugar on pretty much anything they can. That and ketchup. Ketchup, ranch, and cinnamon are my kids' toppings of choice. So I just got this big old thing of it. Plus, as we're getting into fall and colder weather and all of that, I make a lot more things that are cinnamon flavored. Even like my pumpkin-y type things use cinnamon and peach crisp and apple crisp and all of that. So it'll just be good to have a big one of those on hand. But that's everything that I got. This isn't going to be in this video. It'll be in another canning video later at the end of October. But I got all of these steaks out of the freezer. They are round steaks. We were given them when we had our beef processed and we didn't want any steak. We just wanted all ground beef and a couple roasts. I don't know what to do with them. It's not like we didn't want steak for a reason, and if I did want steak, I would have picked a different cut than round steak. Since I have them all, I'm actually going to cut them up and just can jars of the beef, and then throughout the year I can pull it out for beef stew or make a shepherd's pie out of it, or just have it as emergency backup beef at the end of the day. It's meat and it will be good. And our fridge stopped working last week. Fridge and freezer, like the power went out for a moment and it stopped the condenser on our freezer, and it just made me realize that I shouldn't just rely on the fridge and freezer specifically to preserve my food, because it could go out and then everything goes bad. So I'd much rather can it and have it on the shelf than have it tucked in a freezer that it could thaw out of. So all right, the chickens are taken care of. The bone broth is going, and I don't remember what else I was doing. I think we're gonna go outside here for a little bit before dinner. I did just get some protein powder from Clean Simple Eats. It is expensive, but I have found that I definitely don't eat enough protein, and this is an generally inexpensive way to add more protein into my diet without having to eat just plain chicken, which I'm fine with sometimes, but not every day. This also cuts back on my usage of milk and creamer in my coffee because it flavors it, and I use water instead of milk to mix it. So I'm cutting back on calories and fat in my diet, healthy choices and all of that as well. So I decided this time to get caramel toffee, and a Simply Vanilla. I've had both of these before. They're really good. I also like the cake batter one. That one's pretty good. Those are the only ones I've tried though, because I don't like to commit myself to one flavor until it's all gone. So these 2 bags technically have 30 servings, but I don't use a whole scoop every day. I use maybe like half a scoop. So 1 bag makes it about, I would say, let's be conservative and say a month and a half. I can get them to go 2 months, but about a month and a half per bag. So this is like anywhere from 3 to 4 months worth of protein powder for me. So the price definitely makes it a little easier. It's about $60 a bag, which again is expensive, but that is, you know, 2 months worth of protein, so $30 a month, and I'm using it every day, so like $1 a day basically, which is cheaper than like the pre-mixed ones or anything like that. You can use, I signed up for the text deal this last time just to get a code, and the code that was sent to me was welcome 10, which I know has been sent to me before, so you can try that out if you order from them. I'm not affiliated, I don't get anything from that. That's just me sharing what I know. You also I ended up not actually using that code, because if you have the ability to get an ID me, like the Gov, or no, they use GovX. So GovX, ID me, I think they're about the same. If you have the ability to get those logins, which is for military, I know we also had one when Anthony was a police officer before he was military. So any first responders are maybe included in that. I'm not really sure, you'll have to look into that yourself. But if you're a military family, you can get a GovX login, and your service member, as long as they provide an LES, which lists you as a dependent and you share the same last name, or a list that they have a spouse and then you share your last name, you can create your own login, and then you just verify with that login while you're placing your order. And that was more than the welcome 10 code. I think it's 15% discount. So on these 2, the total was like $110, I think, after the discount and taxes and all of that. Okay, we're gonna get outside, get these boys to run off some energy. Before we went outside, I wanted to work on a couple of projects. So first, I made these cards. They are like a rule card for a card game that my family plays called Canasta. Maybe you've heard of it. You probably have not. It's a complex card game, but I learned how to play it in high school. And at the time, my mom just wrote the rules, like the scoring, on a piece of notebook paper, and we've just had that in a baggie with the cards since then. So I would say probably a good 15 years. And I decided to go ahead and make something up and print it and then laminate it. And the first time I did this, I realized that all of the lining of everything was off, so I had to do it again. And then this time, after I got it all done, I realized that I had a typo, but I'm going to leave it. It's fine. We are the only ones that reference it, and we already know how to play. So if we teach anybody in the future, we'll just make a note. It's not that big of a deal. But I did laminate them, so then we can use them for a long time and they don't get ripped or ruined or anything like that. And then also while I was in here, I decided to change out my letterboard because it's been the same pretty much since I put it up, which I don't remember when that was. It was a couple months ago. This letterboard is very cheaply made. I'm pretty sure I got it from Five Below, or even, what store was that? They have gone out of business. Kmart? I don't remember. Whatever, it's like a small town store that went out of business. Anyway, I'm rambling on about something that doesn't matter. It was really cheap, like a couple of dollars. I originally bought it when Anthony was at basic training and we wrote like a welcome home message on it for him, but I just have had it in my room and decided to do something more fall with it. And then as I was doing this and looking for all of the letters, I had most of them still on the original like stick thing, right? And I'm really tired of, having to look through there, and I have this bag to put the letters in.
So I thought, oh, I'll just stand here and I'll take all of the letters off. So the next time I go to switch it out, I just have to search for all of the letters and I don't have these big plastic things of them. Well, this took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, and it was a lot harder. Here's a slowed down version of how much time it took. And so I was getting really tired of it. And then I thought, well, what if I take scissors and I just cut the connector part where the letter is like stuck onto the plastic part? But that didn't work either because they just kind of like flew everywhere and it was actually a lot harder to cut than I thought. So I did about half of them and left half of them for the next time that I go to do the sign, and then maybe I'll take more off at that point. I don't know.
Back inside. We were outside for about an hour and I think we're gonna go for a walk after dinner. Anthony just texted me and said he's gonna be late because he's helping an applicant do something. So it's just us for dinner and for the rest of the night. He won't be home till after the kids are in bed now. I'm making chicken broccoli rice, so I'm just putting my broccoli in this bowl and I'll put a little bit of water in it and then just microwave it, steam it until it's cooked. And then I have a bag of microwave rice from Trader Joe's. It's jasmine rice. I don't really care. Normally I would use basmati rice, but I don't feel like spending 20 minutes cooking it and then you know, all of that, so I'm just gonna use the bag rice. Same thing. I need to go back to Trader Joe's and get more of that rice because it's been so convenient to have. And the jasmine rice is actually pretty good. And then I have the rotisserie chicken. I'm just gonna cut up. I will make a simple cream of chicken, or not chicken because chicken's not going in it, but like cream soup, similar to cream of mushroom or cream of chicken. Whenever you think people that make YouTube videos just like their kids don't ever bother them or how do they get anything done, please know that this little section that you're seeing right now was cut about 6 times. I've had about 6 interruptions. And what was I saying? Oh, like a cream-based soup. So I'm going to melt some butter, use some gluten-free flour, mix that up, use half and half to make it into a cream sauce, and then add seasoning. Normally, I would take Ritz crackers, or, you know, club crackers work too, breadcrumbs, melt some butter and mix them up and then put it on top of the casserole, but I can't have the crackers. Pretty much just put it all together in a baking dish and put it in the oven long enough to brown the topping. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna make the sauce and then mix everything together and just go without a breadcrumb topping tonight. And I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. This is what it looks like. So normally I would put it in a baking dish and then put a crumb topping on it, like a cracker topping or whatever, and then bake it. But I'm just gonna leave it like this. That's it. A very cheap dinner to make. I'll be back tomorrow with some more stuff, which will be right now for you, but you know what I mean. Welcome back. Or I guess hello again. You just saw more of this video, but I am about to go take my vacuum apart and clean it. There was a pull-up that exploded in our washer about a week ago now, 2 weeks ago I think, maybe. I don't remember, but I wasn't thinking, and I tried to use my vacuum to clean it up, but all of the like absorbent beads were completely full of water, so everything was wet, and it has now like clogged up my brand new vacuum, and the vacuum is not working properly. So I need to get that taken care of, and I need to take it apart. But I have the pressure canner going in the other room because I'm pressure canning some stuff today, and I didn't want to talk in there because it's going to be loud, so I'll just have the tripod set up. But it's gross, it's dirty, it's nasty. Let's go clean it.
I started by taking all of the screws out of here, and then after I got every single one of the screws out, I realized that that was not necessary and it doesn't do anything. The back actually doesn't come off. There's a button on the top of it that's like slides the roller out, and I had no idea. So like I said, we had a pull-up that went through the washer, and then I wasn't even thinking, and I used my vacuum to try to suck everything up, but of course all the beads were wet. I should have at least let it dry first. Wasn't thinking. So then the inside of the vacuum was wet, so then even though I let it dry, then after that, the next time I went to vacuum, dust just got, like the dust and dirt that you vacuum up just got stuck everywhere, and it's really gross. And I washed my hands probably like 6 times after finishing this because I felt so disgusting, but I had to scrape it off of the sides. And then I'm using spray away cleaner. It's actually window cleaner, but I think it does a really good job of getting like stuck on things off of surfaces, so I like to use it. Plus I like the smell of it. And after I got the bottom part done, I went to the canister, which was also just full of stuff, and then the filter needed sprayed. My table was disgusting, so I cleaned that up. And then I did do the other parts of the vacuum, like the whole handle. I shoved a washcloth or like a cleaning rag down in there to get it all done up and like scraped from the sides. I used a screwdriver, I used a butter knife, I used all this stuff to scrape every part of the vacuum that I possibly could to get it clean. And then I had to put it back together, and it ended up working fine. Also, side note, I did get my other bigger vacuum cleaned at this point too. So glad to have that one back as well.
I'm in a new location today right now because the pressure canner is going in the kitchen and it's really loud in there. And my office spaces are super cluttered and I don't want to be in there. The boys are watching Mouse in the bedroom right now for quiet time. But look at these cute pictures of my babies. They got those done this last spring. The first and only professional pictures we have of our kid. Anyway, that's not relevant to anything right now. I did test out the vacuum and it is working after I let everything dry, and it's actually working now. So it definitely needed cleaned up. I didn't get it perfect in the tube part of the handle, you know, but it's good enough. And it doesn't smell anymore when you turn it on. That was a problem too. I haven't done a whole lot today to keep sharing with you because I've been canning. So my next canning video will include these recipes, but I'm doing beef stew meat and chicken stock bone broth. Chicken bone broth. It has taken up my entire morning. I did stop while the meat was processing the first round. We did do our homeschooling. Ryder's doing so good. He is just like catching on quicker now too. So it's good that we're going to start increasing lessons and adding in science here in the next week, because he definitely can, now that he's in the swing of things, he can definitely use a little more. Just got back from our library trip. It's hot out today. Since I shut the windows to turn the air on, I didn't notice it, but it is pretty toasty out there. I don't know if it's actually of any interest to anybody what books we get at the library. Sometimes I just pick them. Today Ryder picked a couple that he saw, and because here's the thing, if we don't love it, it goes back to the library. It's not one that we've spent our money on and then our kids end up not liking. If we don't like it, we just don't finish it and take it back. So we got, Noah currently is holding a book. I'll see if he brings it back by the time I go through these, but we got Llama Llama Opposites, Can't You Sleep Little Puppy. This is the pumpkin. What is this one? It's hard to read backwards. A Chuck Goes Rattly Bumpa. It's backwards in my viewfinder, so I can't read it. One Cow Coughs. Library Mouse. Ryder picked this one. I had looked at it one of the first times we went to the library, and I didn't think they would like it because it's kind of long, but he wanted it. Iggy Peck Architect. And last one is How Do Dinosaurs Eat Their Food. We have a lot of these dinosaur books, so I think they'll really like that one. I'm gonna make pizza bites for pizza muffins for dinner. So I have a gluten-free Bisquick. If gluten's not an issue for you, I'm sure you could use the regular kind. And then also need garlic powder, basil, oregano, water, olive oil, eggs, and then your toppings of choice. So I have homemade pizza sauce that I'm going to use for the boys. For myself, I'm actually going to do ranch. I have rotisserie chicken I will put on mine. I don't have the energy to make bacon, or I would. Oh, my contact just messed up. My contact is on the is up in my eyelid, so hold on. Okay, my eye is a little red now, but it's all fixed. If you have never worn contacts, then you don't even understand what happened. Sometimes if you like hit your eye just right or look just right, your contact can like move up on your eyeball up to the top and get stuck kind of where your eyelid is. It's not like painful, but it is very uncomfortable. I don't know what happened, but it's all good now. I got it back where it needs to go and rinsed out. Back to what I was saying. I am going to do rotisserie chicken and jalapenos on mine. So kind of like a jalapeno popper type of a chicken. Anthony, I'll put pepperonis and cheese on his. For the little boys, I'll just do cheese because they don't really care for pepperoni and the homemade pizza sauce. I figured because I always, by the time I actually edit the video, I always forget exactly how I make this, and the recipe will be down below, but I feel bad always saying, oh, add some of this. I hope I got everything. It was some measurement, you know, so figured I'd just tell you. Oven is preheating to 425. You beat up your eggs, add in your seasonings, add your Bisquick water and oil, put it in a muffin pan, put your toppings on top. Bake at 425 for 15 minutes.
Different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life. You like to drive and get down and dirty. Act like the bad guy. You want some love, be like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me. You got me losing sleep. I've been hopeful, baby. I was hoping.
Do you recall when we were young, running from all things at once, without thinking twice? And I knew it would catch up, and that we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time. Time is gone and I grew up. I somehow made it through without losing sight. And I still wonder where you are and if you found a way.
I would give that meal like a 5 out of 10. I think part of it was my problem. Definitely don't make the jumbo version. Use a regular pan or just like cut the amount of dough you use in half. I think part of the reason I didn't like it though is it had that like dry kind of crumbly texture that almost all gluten-free bread that I've found so far has. So not my favorite. I don't know that I'll make it again, but it fed us tonight and that's the best that I could hope for, I guess. But that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.
From the dark, the stories I've been told, they never seem to